Of course, we're still at the very, very early stages of Bitcoin in terms of its market adoption. Is this the kind of crossing the chasm moment? It could be, right? And you see in particular the traditional finance world, like I've talked about this just recently, there's $900 trillion of assets out there. The vast majority of them are going to be managed by a very small handful of people. So whether that's the ultra wealthy themselves or that's the fund managers that look after this wealth. And so you've got to basically persuade a bunch of these people that Bitcoin's a good idea, and then boom, you'll start to see like huge allocation decisions coming through. The fun part, we've been able to front run that. And with that front run, I'm now looking at this extra purchasing power I've got, and I'm thinking, well, why not use some of that? And at what point do I want to take some profits, take some risk off the table? And my hesitation thus far has always been, if you're selling Bitcoin, what are you buying? Like, in all seriousness, what are you buying when you sell your Bitcoin? Because if it's not something that can outpace Bitcoin from a price perspective or purchasing power perspective, or it's not some kind of life necessity, then what the hell are you selling for? Like, there's no reason to sell. Yes, we could spend all day long doing technical analysis and be like, okay, well, if we sell today, we might have to buy back then, or we buy back then and we sell then. But at the end of the day, like, just holding Bitcoin, it buys you space, it buys you time. And that is the beauty of it, right? It just sits in self custody. No one's going to take it from you. You know that it can't be debased on the back end, and you know that it's going to grow in purchasing power over time. So go and have fun with your family. Go on holiday. Spend time listening to music. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, it opens up your time for other things to come in. And so we're no longer having to be, full-time wealth managers or equity experts on top of our full-time day jobs to just keep our money. We can just put it in Bitcoin, and that's why I like it as a savings technology. But yeah, so I'm very intrigued by this evolution that is the Bitcoin Treasury business, and I think it could well be something that I had assumed would happen at some point. But actually, what I'm getting a sniff for now is the opportunity to profit from it. And I say that with a pinch of salt, because for me, it's still going to be highly speculative, and it's still going to be small portions of a total portfolio. And it has to be for the right reasons. I much prefer the idea of doing this than betting on crypto tokens, for example. It's like, because this in some way helps to reinforce the demand for Bitcoin, which in itself helps to reinforce my major position in Bitcoin self custody.